Good afternoon or morning or whatever it is where you are. Let's do some end of week Koans. Hi Joel, hi Shane. So I was just doing Measure Karma before I started, and I got some errors from the Koans we did yesterday with the ordering. So it seems like the hashing is somehow tied to either date or a session or something like that, because we got a completely different order today than we did yesterday. So I don't know what that is, but now that Joel's here, how are we supposed to get an error every time we measure after we've done these Koans or something? Have you tested it? I don't know, but I'll fix them so that we get at least get the complete Koans and can move on. So 109 is this one. So today it's 2341. Yep, I'll try to remember it. It's just it would be interesting to know, because we tested it a bit yesterday, and they kept the same order at least within the session, but today it's a new one. So I don't know if the hashing is tied to either session or date or something. I don't know. So, but that would mean that they should be. All of them should be the same, with the exception of the 5, I guess, with the added 5. Let's measure it and see. No, it's probably session, right? It would be, yeah. It would be weird to tie it to well, if it would be tied to time, then I guess it would be different every time. So 5, 1, 4, 2, 3. No, should be. Where we go? 5, 2, 3, 4, 1 today. So yeah, so it still keeps the order. Okay. Now we should be good to go then, I guess. No, still not. Which one is it now? 4, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4 today. There we go. There wouldn't really be a way to guarantee any order here without making it an ordered hash table then. I don't know how to. Yeah, you probably have an idea. Okay, but let's move on to about loops and pipelines then, after correcting the errors. So the pipeline and loops, a core tenet of PowerShell scripts is its pipeline. it's mainly just a fancy way of iterating over an array of items, so we'll also cover standard loops as well to give a comparison. Unlike standard loops, where altering the collection you're iterating through is considered a terrible idea, so much so that many languages, including PowerShell, actually throw an error if you try. Pipelines are designed to break apart a collection into its parts and operate on the pieces one at a time. As such, modifying the collection mid-pipeline is very common. Pipelines are commonly used to take an array of input and perform multiple actions on each item before storing or outputting the result. Yeah, you probably will. So, describe pipelines and loops. It is used to process input in several stages. So, the ... operator is used to quickly create arrays with a range of numbers. So, values should be an array containing integers from 1 through 5. And where object is a filtering commandlet used to discard selected objects mid-pipeline. So, we take values, pipe it to where object, and we want the objects where the object is less than 3, and then we should be 1 and 2, yeah. So it works with many commandlets to efficiently process input. The pipeline takes each element of the array and feeds them one by one into the next commandlet. So we have 1 through 5, and for each object is a commandlet that utilizes the pipeline to create a sort of loop where each object that it receives from the pipeline has the same set of actions performed on it. In pipeline context, you will frequently see $_ or $PSItem variables used. These are automatic variables used to denote the current object in the pipeline. So here we see for each object we do a $_ which should be the same as PSItem. I think in the latest version of the official curriculum PowerShell classes, they are trying to actively push PSItem and not $_ for some reason. Expressions not stored in a variable are dropped back to the output stream. In pipelines, this means that they are passed along to the next pipeline command. If a pipeline ends and it is not stored in a variable, all output will eventually end up in the main output stream. In the console, this will be displayed on screen. So we do a $+2, and so what happens to the array after we change each value? It would just give you a new array. So it would be 3 to 7, wouldn't it? It's more clear, yeah. Yeah, I also like $_ better. Yeah, I agree. It looks different, and added bonus, it's shorter to type, at least on a Norwegian keyboard. Values can be stored at the end of a pipeline by storing the entire pipeline sequence in a variable. This will create an array of the final values. So strings is equal to 3 through 7, where we for each object do hello $_ line breaks after pipe character, okay, yeah. Where object is not 5. Indents are optional, yeah. And strings would be that would be like this, wouldn't it? No, 3. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's 5 minus 1, so 4. Like this. Yeah, I agree, Shane. I think I'm not completely off here. Let's see when we measure afterwards. And it is like a specialized loop. So standard loops are also available in PowerShell, but unlike other languages, we can still utilize PowerShell's output stream to bundle all their output. So values equals for each number in 1 through 5. In these kinds of loops, the specified variable name, $number in this case, takes the place of $_ or PS item automatic variables instead. Yeah, because you're using for each, I guess. And we just output number to the pipeline, so it would be 1 through 5 still. Am I not allowed to type this? Why isn't this allowed? It's allowed, isn't it? This is a bug, isn't it? Let's test it then. Yeah, I think so. It throws me off sometimes, these. So, well, it measures values equals 4, I equals 0, I less than 5, and I plus plus. Yeah, so for loops, let's see. I've got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, so I'm not allowed to do that. That's okay. Then I probably am not allowed to do it here either. Did you? I should be allowed to do it. Yeah. Okay. And now we're on 105. Yeah, so we're not there yet. Great. So for loops are quite rare in native PowerShell code. They have their uses, but are frequently too semantically obscure to have a place in PS's verbose ecosystem. Therefore, remember, plus plus after the variable means assigning the value, then increment. Plus plus before the variable means increment and then assign the variable. The value, sorry. So we start with I equals 0 and continue with the for loop until I is less than 5, and then we increment it. So means assign and then increment. Yeah, so it will actually go all the way to 5 then. So the first round through, it tests and it's less than 5 and then pluses it. Second one, it's 1 and then tests it. Third time, it's 2, then tests it and increments it. Fourth time, it's 3, tests it, increments it. Fifth time, it's 4, tests it, increments it. And last time, it's 5, but it tests it and exits. So this should be correct then. It would work. It didn't though. Should work. Probably. Yeah. So watch out for infinite loops. Remember, an undeclared variable acts as 0 until we increment it. Incrementing a variable won't output the value unless the expression is wrapped in parentheses. So while true, plus plus tick. Yeah. Okay, so yeah. So if you just increment, it won't output it. Yeah, I agree. It's the same as equals. So an alternative would be the following: return value equals plus plus tick, and then return value. Perhaps slightly more clear, but more verbose. So if tick is greater than 2, we break out of the loop. So the first time through, it's 0. So it will output 0 and no, it increments it first. So it outputs 1 first. 1 and then second time, so it tests and it's not greater than 2, so it will go up and then increment it once more, and it's still not greater than 2, so it will increment it once more and then it's greater than 2 and it will break. There are some other types of loops available, but these are the main ones. The reverse of a while loop is an until loop. Example, until condition equals true, do things. Similarly, do while and do until loops are just like their standard counterparts, but will always execute the loop at least once. So do things until condition equals true. So do eat me while false, so it will output eat me because it will always run once. Let's measure karma. Is there no until? I've never used it, so it's just do until. Okay. Yeah, they are rare loops. At least in when I do stuff. Okay, so we're collecting a small list of issues to to create them. Okay, let's do at least about the stock challenge before we end it today. I kind of want to stream for a bit, I think. Let's see how far we get. So, now, apply your knowledge. This is some sort of test then. Below is a list containing comma-separated data about Microsoft's stock prices during March of 2012. Without modifying the list programmatically, find the day with the greatest variance between the opening and closing price. The following operations may be of use. A double value converts the value into numerical data, and string split creates an array by splitting the string. Be sure to review about strings and about arrays if you need to. Okay. Feel free to add extra it should tests here to write tests for yourself and experiment along the way. And add solution code here. Get greatest variance date with the data string. Should be, okay, so it should be 2012 03 13. It should, shouldn't it? A real test. Would it be cheating to do import CSV here? So let's see. We could probably use import CSV. Yeah, I'll do it without. So we use the split, right? So so let's do try to think about how we best do this then. So I think I want to do a for each, and let's do just a for each date in data. So the first one is the header, and we don't really need it, I think. So we want the day with the greatest variance between opening and closing price. So we want the biggest difference between open and close. So that's so that's the so we need to keep date, so the first one and the second one and fifth number. And so dollar so variable names. Let's just do some testing to make it work first. Equals date split on comma, right? Yeah. So, and then we can just do if S0 is not date, then we so clean data and then we just give clean data as 0 and as 1 and as 0, 1 and 2, 3 and 4. Why can't I? Missing closing. Is it? This is the extension. Yeah, I think this is the extension doing some stuff again. So let's just output clean data for now. Yeah, so I'm here again. I need a PowerShell window that you can see. What now? An it's an E, of course. That's what it was doing. Sorry. It's late on a Friday. And then get, and we need this as well. So get greatest Ryan state data is stock data. Okay, so good. So we do dollar solution equal so solution equals nothing. We don't have to assign it. So we can do for each date again. I'm doing this, talking about the code and doing this live. I'm baffled at my absolute inability to come up with good variable names. This is weird. So each, and let's just reuse date in clean data. So for each date in clean data, if I think we need something on the outside, so Ryan's equals 0. Let's do yeah. Let's make this a double. So if Ryan's less than or equal less than dollar date 1. Oh, so variance between close and end. So we need to do close minus open then. And now this has changed. I don't think I need to do this extra step. Let's remove it. We can do it here. We can do it here. We can do it here. If so, we need a variance before then. So let's make a double. Double variance equals 0. So if variance is less than S4, and we need to typecast it to double. Let's put some parentheses on them as well, just to minus double S1. Now this is let's just go with it. I think this is a bit cumbersome, I think, but then variance should be this. Variance should be this, and the solution should be S0. Now we can remove this. And then after iterating through everyone, we can just output the solution. Oh, that's not the right window. That's right, right? Yep. Well then. That's it. Is there a way to make this shorter though? Woo! I love these little tasks like these. They make you sharp. It was the same with yeah, there's always a way to make it shorter. I'm not sure if I'm gonna do it now though. The advent of code last year was real fun. There were a lot of these quirky tasks, yeah, and faster as well. Although it's not a lot of data. But there was one of the tasks. No, I think this was appropriately difficult. The amount of data is kind of, it's not off-putting, but it's enough data to make it look like a lot a bigger task than it actually is. But I think the difficulty is good, because you need to use everything that you've learned so far. You use split, you use arrays. Probably not in the same way as we did. I don't know. I think it was. I think this was a good difficulty. So there was one of the tasks at the Advent of Code last year that was you had some of Santa's elves was going to create. They had one big sheet of fabric, and they were going to create each of them were going to create some suit for Santa, I think, and you had to calculate how many square meters of fabric they needed, and if anyone, so they were voting on coordinates they needed, and so the input data was the coordinate they wanted and how many square meters left and how or right, or how many square meters in the x direction, how many in y direction they needed, and you needed to find all the small pieces of fabric that were overlapping. I think that was the task. Yeah, that was a tough one, because I was so happy with the code that I wrote, and when I and when I tried running it, it just took forever, and I checked it after almost 24 hours and it still ran, and I never got past that challenge. I think I couldn't figure out what made my code take so much time. It was fun. Yeah, right. Now, so Joel, the Advent of Code had a lot of those types of challenges. It's fun, yeah. And they were language agnostic as well. So all the tasks were you should be able to do it in any language. Yeah, probably system drawing. I don't know. I can't remember what the code was. Do I have it here? Let's see if I have it here. Yeah, I have it here. No, I don't. Or am I just not up to date on this computer? I don't think it was day 2. No, I can't remember whether it was. Anyways, it's not important. It's not important. Okay, well, we haven't measured this yet. Yeah, I couldn't complete I couldn't do the complete Advent of Code either. If there is one this Advent as well, I think I'll try streaming it. I didn't stream at that point because I started with the Koans, but that seems like something that's fun to stream. It would be. So was this the last of the foundations? About discovery. Yeah, it was. It was the last of the foundations. So discovery is in commandlets 1. Yeah. So how long have I been streaming? I've been streaming for 40 minutes, I think. Let's start about discovery as well. And oh, help. Let's see if I have help in order here. have. Sort of. What happens if I do update help now? I've been having some issues with help on this computer. I might need to fix this before we... Because this isn't all, is it? No, it's not. It's just not everything. No, I think I need to fix help on this computer. Okay, well then I think I'm going to call it a weekend. So yeah, I'm logging off. I'll probably stream again on Monday, see if I get time and at lunch on Monday as well. It's fun to do these. Yeah, you too. Have a nice weekend, everyone, and yeah, I'll see you next time I stream. Thanks a lot. Bye. Ooh, I forgot I added some credits. Let's see if these work. I was playing around with Streamlabs. Oh, yeah. Let's see what who gets to be on them. No one. Wow. Okay. Have a good weekend, everybody. Bye bye.